Hello, Leo the cat is with you. Another story of mine about the most truthful cat on earth. About a great storyteller and a good friend. This story is about a nice cat named Baron. One winter the Baron went to Russia. He was riding on horseback, and as soon as he crossed the border it began to snow heavily. It's starting to get dark. The horse was tired and often stumbled. I really wanted to sleep, but in vain the cat traveler looked for an overnight stay. He did not come across a single village on the way. What was to be done? He had to spend the night in an open field. A small pillar stuck out from under the snow. He somehow tied his horse to this post, and he lay down right there in the snow and fell asleep. But before that, he put his pistols in his belt. He slept for a long time, and when he woke up, he saw that he was not lying in a field, but in a village, or rather, in a small town, with houses surrounding the Baron on all sides. What is it? Where did I end up? How could these houses grow here overnight? Where did my horse go? The traveler thought. Suddenly he hears a familiar neigh. It's his horse neighing. But where is he? The sound comes from somewhere above. The Baron raised his head, and what did he see? The horse is hanging on the roof of the bell tower, and tied to the cross itself. The cat immediately understood what was going on. Last night this entire town, with all the people and houses, was covered in deep snow, and only the top of the cross stuck out. In the darkness and heavy snow, our hero did not understand that it was a cross. It seemed to him that it was a small post, and therefore he tied his tired horse to it. And at night, while the Baron was sleeping, a strong thaw began. The snow melted, and the cat quietly sank to the ground. But the poor horse remained there, above, on the roof, tied to the cross of the bell tower. He could not descend to the ground. What to do? Without thinking twice, the resourceful hero grabs a pistol, takes precise aim and hits the bridle, because he has always been an excellent shooter. Bridle in half. The horse quickly descends to its owner. He jumps on him and, like the wind, gallops forward. Further, the road led through the forest. In order to get to the capital faster, the Baron decided not to stop for lunch, and he satisfied his hunger with dried cherry fruits. And suddenly, right in front of him, a deer, slender, beautiful, with huge branchy horns. And the rider, as luck would have it, didn't have a single bullet. The deer stands and looks calmly, as if it knows that the rider's gun is not loaded. Fortunately, he still had a few cherries left, and he loaded the gun with a cherry pit instead of a bullet. Yes, don't laugh, an ordinary cherry pit. A shot rang out, but the deer only shook its head. The bone hit him on the forehead and did no harm. In an instant, he disappeared into the thicket of the forest. The cunning hunter was very sorry that he had missed such a beautiful animal. A year later, our familiar cat was hunting in the same forest again. Of course, by that time he had completely forgotten about the cherry pit story. Imagine his amazement when a magnificent deer jumped out of the thicket of the forest, with a tall, spreading cherry tree growing between its antlers. It was very beautiful. A slender deer with a slender tree on its head. The Baron immediately guessed that this tree grew from that small bone that served as a bullet last year. This time he had no shortage of charges. He took aim, fired, and the deer fell to the ground dead. Thus, with one shot the hunter immediately got both the roast and the cherry compote, because the tree was covered with large, ripe cherries. I must confess that I have never tasted more delicious cherries in my entire life, said the Baron. I, then still a young cat, also managed to try those amazing cherries. But they grew on a tree from the head of a deer or on a tree from the Baron's garden. This is a great secret.